So my first question is, what do you think is or art, because we emphasized on the plural form, masters, who are the controllers of this, let's put it this way, realm, which would include the whole universe? Who do you think are the controllers of the universe? So that's my question to all of you. So please respond and we will note it on the board. Anna, come here behind me. Who do you think are the controllers of the certain realm or certain space, certain areas, certain activities, certain dealings, certain whatever, anything that has to do with that has some relationship with control. So who are the controllers? Who do you think are the most known or obvious controllers in this, let's say, world or universe? Okay, yes, you have wrong answer for the beginning. Any other answer? Yes. Raise your hand. Who? Your name. Okay, you're the controller. What's your name? Huh? Ravish, okay. Put the controllers, put the title controllers, and then we'll say, hi. Higher, just like controllers. Going up, controllers of the... Okay, any other? Yes. Prakriti. Okay, and says Prakriti. Okay. Number one. That's number one. Okay. Number two, Prakriti. Okay, any other? Okay, this is serious discussion. Please try to pay a little attention, cooperate, because otherwise you won't benefit. Yes? Time? Okay, he says time. Any other? Yes. What's your name? Omkar. Lord Vishnu. Why Lord Vishnu? Why are you bringing Vishnu? Okay, Vishnu, what can I do? Okay, anybody else? Powerful controller. No, you don't have any experience somebody controlling something in this world. This controller. Our topic is masters. Who are the masters of this world, let's say? Huh? Come on, go on. Any other opinion, please?
I believe that it's who.
We already had one name.
Our consciousness controls.
Our consciousness is controlled. It's going to be difficult to substantiate. Consciousness being the controller. Not really. Not really. Because consciousness is controlled. Lord Brahma. Okay, Lord Brahma. Which other word? Any other words? They have two so far. Huh? That's we already have practically. Okay, what else? You're too spiritual. It's too transcendental. It's like, how can I? Who is the controller and master of the universe? What do you think?
Dharma. Karma.
Which class am I giving today? What kind of class am I? Karma is not controller. Karma is a medium. Okay? Karma is the medium which expresses control. Wrong answer. Huh? No? In your family, who is the controller and master? Who is the master in your family? Who can raise their hand? Yes. Father, okay. Your home is father. Okay, give the father. Father in general. Okay, what else? Deepak, who is the master of this world? Hey, get out. I'm asking also right people. देखिए बाद में बोलिए सबसे जगत में कौन अच्छा बहुत बड़ा मालिक है हाँ बोले सबसे बड़ा कौन है हाँ Okay, what about some? You never read the news, no? Read some news? Huh? Oh. What? You're not going anywhere. I'm so discouraged today. I don't know. First AC is not working now. Yes? Okay, give one name. Modi. Okay, Mr. Modi. Okay. Ambani. Okay, he said Ambani. Ambani. No? I can put, Mr. Trump or Putin. No, that's in the same category. That's on the same. No. Okay, anybody else? Time is running, yes. We already put bracket number 2. That's kind of synonymous. That's it. Yes. I will suspend it at the end of the class. Yes. Material desires, not really. They're again medium. Yes. Planets. Okay. Put grahas. Planets, demigods, who the demigods? Who the demigods? Okay. Huh? Any one of you has some favorite master? May know about some master or controller of the, let's say, world? Okay, one more, number 10. Okay, just one more. We have enough lords already. That's also demigods is included. Anybody else? Chief? Don't give me wrong answer, I will get upset. Think. Okay, 9. 9 is complete, that's okay. Erase the 10. Okay, Rana, come on here. Now here we'll just have some qualities mentioned. We'll put it under 2 divisions. Qualities. What is this? Like way No. Sit down. Okay, so we have a list. So to this now clear. And please share with us, all of us, some qualities that might be required to obtain and maintain such positions. So here we need some positive and negative qualities, whatever you may consider might be negative, whatever you consider might be positive. So,
Power.
raise your hand. Power of what? Power of what? Power of what? Yes. Responsibility. Okay. Responsibility. Positive number one. Yes. What? Leadership. Okay. You have to be fast. Leadership. Any other? Any other quality? I put here some powerful and not so powerful masters. So what would be their qualities? Why they are termed as such? Yes? Tolerance. Tolerance? Tolerance. Why tolerance? Huh? Why? Why tolerance? For what? So we should have tolerance I don't understand how why tolerance would be important quality to obtain
He's saying because negative, because others give us unnecessary troubles, so tolerating that is it.
no, that's not my question. Yes.
Patience.
Patience, okay, patience. These are all positive qualities. Yes. What? Money means with the ability to earn money. Or wealth. Okay. So that would also be ability to earn money. Yes. What? Intelligence. Yes, you have to be intelligent to,
Calmness.
One second. Intelligence. Calmness. What are you going to achieve by calmness? Can you achieve mastership by calmness?
What speaker?
I'm just asking. Huh?
What speaker?
Wait a second. First, let's resolve this because you feel that we are neglecting his contribution. But I'm just saying, how do we define calmness in relationship, or how do we include or utilize calmness in relationship to obtaining position of a mastership? Huh? See, we have patience. That might be there. But calmness, by calmness, how do you achieve any position? Anybody who is calm achieves any position? Huh? Do we have that experience? Maybe. I'm asking. I'm not. Okay, think about it.
Patience and calmness.
I have patience over there. So let's say if it's synonymous, then we already have it. Let's put it like this. Okay? Yes?
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness. Forgiveness. Do you think that when you put your hand into fire that it won't burn? That fire will forgive you? That's practical. Do you think that time will forgive you because you were spacing out somewhere and that you can recover that time? It will forgive you? So then how forgiveness is a quality of mastership? Do you think that Mr. Trump will forgive you if you side with someone else or something? Huh? Do you think that Ambani will forgive you if you spend some of his money? I don't think we should include that quality. Okay? Yes?
Ambition.
Ambition, yes, ambition. Okay, ambition. Yes. Influence, what kind of influence? Be a little more specific.
Connections.
Anybody who has position has influence. Otherwise he wouldn't have position. Position would be meaningless. What? King Yong. King Kong, what is that? I don't know. Okay, yes. What? What? Equal what? Equalness. Equal what? Equality. Equality. There's no equality in this material world. Forget it. That's a wrong answer. Equal what? Why are you looking at the camera? What?
Ruthless.
Ruthless. So where we put it? Here or there? Here. No, you want to put it on the positive quality? Prakritic quality. I would rather put it there on the negative to just fill that gap which is yes. What? Unbiased. Unbiased. Okay, where? Here. Unbiased. That's a little controversial or arguable quality also now. Unbiased. Okay, let's put it unbiased. We want to examine them all. Let's just for our reference so far. Yes, surrender to me. Huh? What? What? I did the fan is last time. Beauty. 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 You want to say that Putin is beautiful? Maybe. I don't know. Someone. He was married before I know about it. How many we have to put? Yes?
Passionate.
Passion. Okay, passion. We don't have any, you didn't write that ruthlessness and negative. No negative qualities. It's all very positive. I mean, then why we are so happy in this world? Like everything is so positive. No? Yes?
Greediness.
Greediness. Greediness, okay, greediness. I mean, of course, it's not easy to, we have different categories here practically. It's not all the same category. We could have also categorized different columns here, whatever, but still, we are concerned about qualities here. Anything else? Yes.
Jealous.
Jealousy, okay, let's put it envy rather, because many are very destructive. Anything else? Yes? Dominating, okay. Dominion, yes.
Egoistic.
Egoistic, okay, good, egoistic. And one you missed. Anything else?
Lusty.
Lusty, okay, lusty, something there, okay. So it doesn't refer to everything here, but that vision is definitely lusty. Yes?
Anger.
Anger. Okay, we have some idea now. Can it last? Okay, last.
Power.
Powerful. We already have that. No, powerful. Oh, leadership, powerful. Okay. Well, but they are powerful because they are on a certain position, so that's also understood. False ego. Okay. Egoistic. Okay. Anything else? Anybody wants? We are concluding this. We had enough of. Huh? Duplicious, okay, duplicious. Okay, we had enough, okay. So, please now. Okay, thank you very much. Volunteers, please sit down. There it is. An empty seat. So what we are trying to do through this exercise is just to a little bit remind us of certain positions in this world and the universe that somebody might be occupying for certain reasons. Of course, now we don't want to discuss spiritual reasons. We may conclude with spiritual reasons, but now we want to focus a little bit more on the material reasons. That we have a very strong propensity to control, right? Because through control, one can only enjoy. Let's say now we have a very simple example we can give. If we serve prasadam now, and you try to sit down and eat that prasadam, and somebody comes and takes that prasadam away, takes your plate away. Can you enjoy that prasadam? No. You can't enjoy it because somebody has taken it away. That means you didn't have control over the plate that you had to take prasadam, not to take dinner or whatever. So why people want control? Because through control they enjoy, they fulfill their ambitions, they fulfill their desires, they think at least that they can. At least they think that they can, that through control they will gain so much, and they will be happy. That's the position of every conditioned living entity here in this material world. We want to control. Even in the married life, there is a big game going on. Who's going to control? There's a lot of interesting things going on. Who is going to control? It's everywhere. Even within certain circles, even within the, within the office, even within the friendship circle, even with anywhere practically, there is somebody who is going to try to dominate. No? There's always somebody who is going to try to dominate, one way or the other. That propensity is there, it's just the inherent natural propensity of the living conditioned soul. Controllership. Yeah. It's just unavoidable. But again, why? Because it is just natural, it is understood that one will have the propensity to enjoy after being able to control. That's why control is so engraved in our minds as something very essential in order to be happy in life. So now there's so many problems with this, and this is what we are trying to point out, that no matter how hard anybody tries to control, that control is incomplete and it's temporary in the material world, right? You cannot control everybody for all the times, right? Is there any case like this? Anybody can think of any case and somebody can control someone for all the time? No? Is there any case like this? Can be controlled? Because what is our drive? Especially in the material life. What is our drive? Our drive is just like we know the theory of evolution to become, the Übermensch, that's in German, that means Superman. We're just evolving and we're just becoming so great and so wonderful. But then we always still compete and strive, with others. And there is always some kind of disturbance created by such kind of frictions. So then who is in control? Even let's say if anybody becomes absolutely powerful, then what? Is that possible in the first place? Is that possible? Can anybody become powerful controller? Of course, so many countries are competing. Nowadays, so many countries are competing. Who is going to be the absolute worldly most dominant force? No? So that we can extract the resources of this planet. Same thing is going on. As I said, same thing is going on within the family unit, same thing is going on within the society, same thing is going on in so many ways. Who is going to be the master of the universe? Whatever universe. It can be your little universe of home, it can be your little universe of society, it can be your little universe of this planet. Whichever universe. We all live in certain universes, we all have certain, area of control or desire to control, and we all compete for that. There's such a strong competition going on. That's why, so many negative qualities are also there. Because you have to really be ruthless in many ways to compete with others. If we just think, for example, of some wealthy people, how did they earn that wealth? You can't earn wealth unless you cheat. It's impossible. Nowadays, under such circumstances, it's almost practically impossible. It's impossible. How do you gain control as a, let's say, okay, politician? How do you gain control as a politician? How many promises have to be made? And everybody knows that none of the promises practically get fulfilled, no? But why all is this going on? Because of control. Because of control. Because people are also, unfortunately, very foolish. And they just consider, oh, now this is not good, okay, then let's go and select someone else. And then again, this is not good, okay, then someone else. It's just, there's no way out. It's just an endless loop. Yeah? So why is this going on? Again, because that propensity to control, propensity to enjoy, which is natural propensity. See, natural propensity to enjoy is there, but propensity to control is not natural. It's not natural. It's not natural. We will conclude with this at the end. How is that so? But propensity, anando mayo vyasa, that propensity is there, but because it's perverted, and because we don't know how to use that propensity in a positive manner, for the positive purposes, in positive ways, that's why we are struggling in this material world. And that's why there is a phrase in Srimad Bhagavatam, Jivo Jivasya Jivanam. One living being, it's a food for another. That's how the whole world or living beings are subsisting one on another. So there is enjoyment, yes, but then there has to be control. Who's going to control and exploit someone else? So that's why even when we say, I'm the controller, can any of my clan there? Like for example, where is that Prabhuji now? Where is our Ravish? Ravish is here? He wanted to control some other place. He figured out he can't control anything here, so okay. So anyway, so why we put his name? Maybe it was too personal, but we could have just put anyone else's name, because we all think we are the masters of the universe, no? There is macro and micro world, no? Even little bacteria will think I'm the controller of certain this and that, and we just keep on expanding and we just keep on devouring everything else, right? Yes or no? That's what's going on. It's the same propensity in this world that is violent. Same propensity, same thing. Control for what? For enjoyment. And what do we consider enjoyment? Fulfilling our needs, urges. That's what we consider enjoyment, which is of course not a real enjoyment, it's not a real happiness, just temporary cessation of certain lack of something or misery imposed upon us by someone else. So this propensity is always there, but then we should understand one thing that is very clear, or hopefully it should become clear, but that if we consider ourselves the controllers, and there are some controllers that are bigger controllers than the other, that is there. That comes by someone's punya or good karma. But then if we just a little bit introspectively try to understand our own position, what kind of controllers are we? Is there anyone here who can control his digestion? Anyone here? When you feel indigestion, you just say, no, now I will feel digestion, and digestion starts happening. Can anyone do that? Anybody? Can anyone just become healthy immediately when there is some disease? That it's affecting us. And we just say, okay, no more disease. Can anyone do that? We are so dependable. We are so dependable. Can anyone stop blinking their eyes? Anyone here? Stop blinking your eyes. Don't blink anymore. Anyone has that power? You want control? Anybody has that power? How many examples more should we give? Who is capable of controlling their mind? who is able to control any of their senses, who is able to control any of their organs. You know, just like science is promising us, we will control the nature, you know, we will control the rainfall, we will control the heat. I just heard in Europe they're having heat waves, people are suffering. Like in Spain it's like 45 or something, more than that. 48 or something almost. It's inconceivable for Europe. Inconceivable. It's not India, I know. Whew. Heavy. So, okay, we are controlling the nature, we are controlling, can we stop all the hurricanes, can we stop earthquakes? Can we do that? So then what kind of controllers are we? You may be certain controller in a certain, as I said, sphere of your life, but then can we stop disease? There's so much attempt to stop certain diseases, but then what kind of controllers are we? Because if you have a disease, can you enjoy it? If you're subjected by some natural catastrophe, can you enjoy it? Well, then what kind of controllers are we? No? What kind of controllers are we? So definitely here, yes, we should have made some division. But anyway, the point is when we focus, let's say, on this first example of ourselves, what kind of controllers are we? That's something that we have to understand, and that's where spiritual life begins. We're not controllers. We would wish to become controllers. That's why we are maddened by this material existence. We would wish to be controllers because then we would wish to enjoy. No? We wish to subject everybody to our own will. And then we will feel so wonderful, so great. You know, somebody is obeying my order. Wow, what a feeling, what an incredible feeling that is. No? Somebody is subjected to me, and whatever I say, that is being followed. So we would all wish to have such an experience, such an enjoyment, but it just doesn't happen. Because there are so many things that we cannot control, that we are dependent on. And then, that's where the spiritual life begins, as I said, because then we realize that we have a lot of false identity. Or we might have an identity crisis, thinking that I am the controller. And that I am this particular body, and I am this particular position. And as I said, everything in this world, it's quite temporary and quite incomplete. So that's why we, at every step, encounter some kind of frustration. One frustration or the other. So that's why spiritual life starts with the understanding that I am not. It's like Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. And first he said, you're not this body. You have nothing to do with this body. If you understand this, then you will have no difficulties understanding anything else. Or everything else. You will have complete understanding what is your position, who you are, and how to act within this world, and what is the goal of the living, all the living beings practically. What is your goal in particular? So all of that will be clear. It's just like so many different living beings are controlled also by others. As I said, can anyone here claim that I'm not being controlled? Can anyone claim here I'm not being controlled? First thing is we cannot control ourselves, right? That should be clear, I hope so. And second thing is, who can claim that it is not controlled? Anybody here, please raise your hand. It would be very interesting to find that out. Who is here who is not being controlled? Everybody's controlled. We have to accept that. It's just our dependable position. There's one very nice statement by Srila Prabhupada in Srimad Bhagavatam. He explains our position in a very interesting way, giving very interesting analogy. He says that we are not independent. Every living being is controlled. Every living being is controlled. Every living being is dependent. And now he gives the analogy. He says, just like, for example, if we want to see the sun, right? Can we see the sun if there is no sun? No. So, to perceive the sun, there would have to be a sun, which emanates the sun rays. And then also, from another point of view, to see those sun rays, we also need the eyes. So in both ways, we need eyes to see the sun, but for eyes to see the sun, they're also dependable on the sun rays. So that means that both are dependable. Sun rays and our eyesight. Both are not complete. But specifically, of course, from our conditioned point of view. So therefore, because both of them are dependable, that's why they have to act interdependently. There has to be connection, there has to be cooperation. Then you can have a proper perception, or complete perception of something. So that also points to another thing, because there is interdependence. That means there has to be someone who enabled that interdependence. Do we understand this? Do we follow? Yes or no? Do you understand? If there is interdependence going on, there is a mutual cooperation going on. So that means there has to be someone who has enabled and facilitated that cooperation to keep on going on. Otherwise, nothing would have been going on. Yes or no? So if somebody is independent, or somebody who has enabled that interdependence, that means that person or that someone is absolutely independent. Do we follow that? Yes or no? So we see in this world, there is so much interdependence. Demigods also. Everybody else, even including Lord Brahma. Everybody is interdependent. Everybody is interdependent. But who is absolutely independent? That's something when we trace or analyze the whole world. Now we did a little exercise, just real quickly. This kind of, we may say superficially almost, but whatever, just for sake of the interaction. But then, okay, let's find out who is absolutely independent, who doesn't have to be dependent, or who doesn't have to even enter into any relationship of interdependence. So who is that, the most absolutely independent, not inter, but independent personality? So that's what we have here. Number 4, Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu, there's no other answer. I mean, if anybody has it, please share it with us. Lord Vishnu. And that's why we said in the beginning, one who controls more, he actually has less enjoyment. If you control more, nowadays management, any kind of management, you be the Ambani, you be anybody, you want to manage, you want to control, that means you will actually enjoy less because you'll be burdened by so many issues, so many difficulties, so much energy being strained away, for such enormous tasking. The more you control and the more you want to be controller, the less actually you will enjoy. Very interesting point. Let's try to understand this. The more you want to control, the less you will be able to enjoy. But what is very interesting also, that Krishna, he doesn't want to be the absolute controller. Krishna wants to be controlled. Krishna wants, you see, in this world, everybody, as we said, everybody wants to control. But Krishna doesn't want to control. Krishna doesn't want to control. Everybody wants to control, everybody's controlled, right? Everybody's controlled, we already discussed that. Even, there was, the Prabhupada gives very interesting, story. He says that there were once some animals, and they all got together, and just like horse is being controlled, no? His mouth is very weak. You put something in his mouth, you can control the horse. No? Then the bull, he also has a very weak nose. No, if you put a ring, he is extremely powerful. Horse is also very powerful. Bull is even more powerful. But if you put a ring in his nose, you can control him. No. So then animals decided that now we will not be under the control of the man anymore. So let's get together and let's just become free. But then there was an elephant there. An elephant said, there's no use of this conference. Because I'm the biggest animal, but I'm also controlled by them. So if elephant is controlled by the man, that means all the other animals are controlled. And you know who organized that conference? Because they couldn't get it. They were trying to get rid of the man's control. But how is it possible? Elephant said, I'm controlled. So how are you going to do that? I'm the biggest, I'm the strongest. I'm controlled. How are you going to achieve your, independence? How are you going to do that? So then, do you know who organized that conference? For the animals to become free of man's control? Anybody can guess who organized the conference? Donkey, yes. He organized the conference. So it's a futile. Donkey works very, very hard, so he was thinking that he can become free and independent. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. So we want to become free. We don't want to be controlled in this world. It's not going to work that way. It's not going to work in a way that we just completely reject any control over us. Absolutely any control. So that's why, again, Krishna also accepts control. But control of whom? Is pure, to emphasize, unalloyed devotees. Krishna wants to be controlled. Krishna wants to be controlled by his mother. Krishna wants to be controlled by his coward friends. Krishna wants to be controlled by gopis. Krishna wants to be controlled by anyone who is fully surrendered unto him. So therefore Krishna fully surrenders unto them. And that's where the greatest enjoyment comes from. Not by control. See, we are all in illusion. We all think, I want to control, and by that control I will become happy. Wrong. Because we know material world, it's a perverted reflection of the spiritual absolute reality. In the spiritual world, Krishna doesn't want to control. He wants to be controlled. And that's his greatest enjoyment. So that's why yesterday we had a very nice festival, Ratha Yatra. And that's why the real master or controller of the universe is Lord Jagannath. No? Lord Jagannath. Because he doesn't want to be controller. He is a controller, but that's not his primary function. He does that as a service also to every living entity, to get rid of their false ego and controllership mentality. So then they can ultimately, absolutely enjoy. How about that? Okay, I'll leave you with this. Any questions or comments? Yes.
If we say that we all are controlled, then how will we get motivated to do some actions?
Well, see, that's the problem, because we think that controllership is prerequisite for happiness. That's why I've been explaining. We have a very, very deep misconception. Yes, of course, in the material world you have to compete with others. But that, again, won't bring you happiness. That'll give you a lot of trouble. Spiritual principle is not to desire control. Spiritual principle is principle of surrender. But therefore you have to find somebody worthy of it. No? Who is worthy of surrendering to? Somebody here, even demigods don't include it. Even demigods. It's not worthy to surrender to them. They're just, order suppliers in a way. It's only Lord Krishna. Because he's not interested in them. He's not interested. People think, yes, worship God, that means we have to bow down, we have to worship. He's so, how many times we hear people will be criticizing, he's so egoistic, he demands all the worship, all the attention, everything, this and this. He's not interested in that at all. Why would he need that? He's Atma Rama is absolutely perfect and complete. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Ega Vashishyase Vashishyate. Why would he need that? He doesn't need it. We need it. We need it. We are incomplete. And we are completely dependent. We need it. Nityam Nityanam Chetanas Chetanam Eko Bahunam Yovidadati Kama Kata Upanishad. It said Eko Bahunam. This one Eko, one Eka. He is fulfilling desires and needs of everybody else. There is one Nitya and there are many Nityo Nityanam. One Nitya, eternal. That's Krishna. Nityanam, living beings. But this one Nitya, Eko, he fulfills the needs and desires of everybody else. That shloka is very interesting because it points out to what? Sat, Chit, Ananda. Nitya means eternal. Chit means knowledge. He fulfills, he grants all the knowledge, everything, information, whatever. Desires also, fulfills all desires to become happy, happiness, satisfaction. So there's one and there are many. He doesn't need it, we need it. He facilitates everything for us. That's why he's the absolute master of the universe. But he doesn't want to be the master. He wants to be the servant, and therefore he is actually the servant. They talk in management about that kind of a pyramid, which is not like this, but it's like this, right? The peak is down, not on the top. Servant leadership. Why that? Because that's a natural propensity. That's how everything works the best. You facilitate everybody else. That's what Krishna is trying to do. So we have that misconception, I have to be a controller. I have to be on the top to press everybody else down. No. That's not going to make you happy, it will make anybody happy. We have it enough. Here, we have it enough. It doesn't work. And as I said, even, reducing it to the family unit. Who's going to control whom? So many nice games going on. That was a very interesting presentation to hear something, but maybe on some Saturday. Okay? Did I answer? Anything else? Yes?
We know we are all dependent. And
We know we are all dependent. I'm just repeating the question for everybody else. Yes?
we know we are dependent and we want to surrender to Krishna.
Okay, we want to surrender.
When we come to know that we are completely surrendered or He is taking care of us.
When we will know that we are completely surrendered and He is taking care of us. When we develop the desire to serve everybody else, not being concerned about ourselves, then just like He. Okay?
Because sometimes He lives on us.
Ah,
Sometimes Krishna left on us, like our desires.
yes. So when your desire will be, I just want to serve everybody else, and I'm not concerned about myself. I just want to serve. I don't want to control. I want to, become subservient. And I don't want to enjoy. I want to see everybody else enjoy and happy at that point. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Yes.
What are the things which are under our control?
Okay, what are the things which are under our control? We were talking about there's practically nothing under our control, or it's partially under our control, just like opening the eyes. and therefore perceiving the sun rays, right? So there's some partial control there, but we are pretty much dependent and controlled also. So then what is our under control? Except that dependence that we see pervading the whole universe, and then interdependence to gain something through it. So what is under our control? Under our control, we only can exercise the desire, or use our desire in a positive way. That's in our control. Only the desire, now either to, our only choice, our only free will is to choose whether we interact or serve Krishna or serve his Prakriti here, material energy. That's our only control. We don't have any other free will Prakriti. That's all. Once we place ourselves either under Daivi Prakriti or otherwise under Maya Prakriti, that's the only control that we have. That's all. As a Tatashta Shakti, as a marginal living being, we have no other freedom. But that's pretty big freedom, because that's a big choice. You choose either material or spiritual world. That's a big freedom. Then within that, you have so many other options also, but that's the only option. And that's the major option. So that's our only free will. Krishna or his shadow. Okay? Anything else? Yes?
Krishna is our master and we are his servant.
Krishna is master, we are servant. Yes, and people have a lot of misconceptions about it. Nobody wants to be a servant. Everybody wants to be a master. No? Master of puppets, whatever. Everybody wants to be a master.
Krishna is the master and wants to be a servant.
Yes, but Krishna wants to be a servant. That's why he's the master.
So like, are we friends?
Are we what? Are we friends? Yeah, we can be friends also. He can also serve you in that way. Fulfill your desires. Yeah? No? Sakyaras. Okay? Anything else? Who still think that he is the absolute controller of the universe and enjoyer? Okay, so that means your spiritual life has begun. I hope so. That's the point. That misconception has to be completely shattered, because we have it. We still think I can enjoy and I can, arrange my life in such a way to be happy like this, to gain this and be happy like that. Okay, good luck. Good luck. You're an illusion. That's called big illusion, big mind. Because it's a wrong goal, it's a wrong action, and it's wrong identity. All the three things in line are wrong. That's why they don't lead to happiness. It leads to more bewilderment, it leads to more suffering. So that's why Krishna is so kind, as Lord Jagannath comes to remind us what is the goal of life, what is our position, how we should act. And he himself sets the example, specifically as Lord Chaitanya, Mahaprabhu, coming and giving the most exalted thing that can be given to anyone, that is love of Krishna, because that's all what we are really looking for. No other love can satisfy our sexual thirst. Okay, so then we will conclude. So Prabhupada ki jai. So now what is going on? There is a